After parties are one of the most exclusive events in Hollywood, and not even A-list celebrities are guaranteed to stay inside, especially if they are not on their best behavior. I'm Mackenzie, and let's get into the top 10 celebrities who were kicked out of award show after parties. In at number 10, Courtney Love. Courtney Love was kicked out of a Coachella after party in 2016, apparently because she was way too drunk. Page Six reported that she was at Neon Carnival on Saturday night after attending Guns N' Roses' headlining show, but drank too much. A source spilled the tea on the situation, saying that she was not coherent and needed to go home. They said she was in the VIP area and she, quote, was literally falling over. It just became a little too sloppy and she was removed. She wasn't coherent at all. Apparently A-listers like Leonardo DiCaprio, Rihanna, and Kesha were also at the party. And at number 9, David Dobrik. Ethan Klein of H3H3 got the inside scoop that David Dobrik had been rejected from a Lollapalooza after party. Apparently a musician that performed at the festival, Mark Rabelais, was having an after party that night, and David reached out to his team and tried to see if he would be able to get an invite. But Mark said no. Not only did Mark reject him, Mark actually spoke about it during his set. Ethan even showed a video where Mark can be seen telling the crowd that he hoped that David was not able to get into the party. Mark added, quote, "I don't let pieces of shit like that into my show." So the message here was loud and clear. And at number 8, José Andrés. Celebrity chef José Andrés was asked to leave a prominent Washington D.C. party, allegedly because his presence made Ivanka Trump uncomfortable. This was because Mr. Andrés was involved in a 2-year-long lawsuit with the Trump Organization after he refused to open a restaurant in the D.C. Trump Hotel because of Trump's stance on immigrants. Andrés quickly tweeted out about the incident, quote, "Everyone's welcome to the party, but I'm the only individual not allowed in. Is it because Ivanka Trump told you so? You should be ashamed of yourself, Franco." Then another attendee at the party who was friends with the chef tweeted out to confirm his story, saying that he was kicked out of the Alfalfa Club dinner, a political roast and party, with him including the theory that it was because the chef made Ivanka uncomfortable. And at number 7, The Magician. Belgian house DJ called The Magician was kicked out of an after party after he did a magic trick that the other party attendees did not approve of. The after party organizer Gerald Davis claimed that he had to, quote, politely ask the DJ to leave the party, but when he did not go, security had to escort the DJ out. This story involves some illegal substances, so I won't give the full details, but apparently something was being passed around that was supposed to be for everyone, and instead of sharing, the magician did a magic trick and made it all disappear, aka he took it all for himself and did not share. Apparently after this, the DJ was incredibly intoxicated and was a nuisance at the party, so he was kicked out. And at number 6, Azealia Banks. Azealia Banks was thrown out of a party after she got in an altercation with actor Russell Crowe. After she was kicked out of the event, Banks posted on her Facebook page that Crowe spat on her and called her the N-word, then kicked her out of his hotel room. But after that post went viral, witnesses from the night came forward and said that it was the other way around. Apparently Crowe was forced to step in after Banks got in a feud with other guests. Sources said she was the one using the N-word. The singer is thought to have gone to a party at the Beverly Hills Hotel as a guest of rapper RZA, who co-starred with Crowe in the film The Man with the Iron Fist. Apparently Banks was making a scene and mocking Crowe's music choice and called him, quote, a boring white man. Halfway number 5, Amanda Seales. Amanda Seales was kicked out of an Emmys party that was meant to celebrate Black Hollywood, and she shared the whole ordeal on Instagram. Seales says she was told to leave the party by, quote, a white woman named Kiara and escorted out by 4 security guards. She added that she was invited to the party by fellow actor Jesse Williams, but that did not make a difference. She said later in her Instagram story that she was denied entry and that a white woman told her she could not enter, adding, quote, I just want to put this on the record that I am literally being told you cannot get entrance into a party that Jesse Williams invited me to. That is the only black event for the Emmy weekend because a white woman is telling me I can't get in. Apparently other guests were shocked to see her outside and tried to help her in. And at number 4, Michael B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan was denied entry into a BET award show after party because the venue was at capacity. The party was being thrown by Diddy, and when Jordan approached the party he was not let in. But it was nothing nefarious, and it turns out the place was just at capacity, which is a major violation of the LA Fire Code. The whole thing was captured by TMZ, and we saw Jordan walking away calmly from the door. But apparently after Diddy learned that he was turned away, he tried everything possible to get Jordan into the party, but it didn't work and he was still turned away. And at number 3, Ed Sheeran. It seems that Ed Sheeran is the record holder for the celebrity who's been turned away from after parties the most. The reason is because by the time he shows up, the venue's at capacity. It turns out he's been denied entry at least 4 times because the venue was over capacity. He was even turned away from a Grammys after party that was thrown by his own label. While on air with Ryan Seacrest, Ed explained that this has happened to him at 4 different after parties, adding, quote, you know what I don't get? When you walk into these parties, there's probably like 4 musicians there, and everyone else is just people from LA who didn't go to the Grammys and probably just want a party to go to. After this, Ed headed to a party held by Diplo and Benny Blanco, where he was finally let in. And at number 2, Chase Stokes. Chase Stokes revealed that he was kicked out of a celebrity party before he was famous himself, and the story is pretty crazy. While he was on Jimmy Kimmel Live, guest host Anthony Anderson brought up Chase's humble beginnings as a struggling actor in LA. One of his temp jobs at the time was being a waiter for Elton John's party. He said, quote, "One of my buddies got me a job as a waiter. I ended up doing Elton John's Oscar party. I got fired 15 minutes into it because I was watching the band. That was awesome. A really good time. I didn't get a paycheck, so it was immediately back to Hollywood and Highland, and hopefully they didn't cancel my LA Fitness membership, so that was great." I wonder if he's been invited to the real party since then. And finally, at number 1, Michael Fassbender. Michael Fassbender was kicked out of an after party that was for his own movie called A Dangerous Method after he was rowdy with other attendees. According to The Sun, Fassbender was behaving badly at the party following his film's UK premiere. Sources said that his co-stars Keira Knightley and Viggo Mortensen were annoyed with his behavior. Apparently, he also lit a cigarette indoors, and that was the final straw. The source said, quote, "Michael was politely asked to leave. He was in good spirits, but it was becoming a bit of a handful for other guests. He was grabbing his co-stars and waltzing around the room with them. He lit a cigarette indoors, and that was the point. It gone too far." Photos released after showed him obnoxiously playing the piano, putting his hand over a camera lens, and getting a piggyback ride. So that is all for the list. Let me know your thoughts below. But before I go, I'm gonna shout out some comments from my last plastic surgery video. Michael said, "I rarely ever see plastic surgery that makes someone look better." I mean, it definitely happens. It happens in the case of like a lot of the Kardashians, Kylie Jenner, whatever. It happens a lot, but yeah. A lot of people do get botched as well. Then Proud4It said, "Every woman mentioned has a beautiful before picture and then a non-emotional scary robot doll after picture." I mean, I guess that's a good way to put it, because some of these people after, they still look great and look beautiful, but it's just not the same. Yeah, like they just look a little more robotic and kind of the same. Like everyone starts to look the same after they get all the same procedures, right? Then Sar says, "Xtina looks great before and after." I agree, she still looks great now, she just looks a little different, kind of like I said before, not as like human. I don't even know how to describe it, but she's still very gorgeous. Alright guys, that's all for the video today. Thank you so much for sticking around if you made it all the way here. If you liked the video and you want to see more, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel below. I've been your host, Mackenzie Smith. Make sure to check us out on social media, and I'll catch you all in the next one.